and you ain't never, ever going to meet one again. I want to be your friend. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm telling you, we on Moorish World TV. I say we, but me, whatever the case may be. We gonna touch them topics. This year, we gonna touch them topics that's a bit controversial. Y'all know last year we was talking about putting license plates, putting paper plates on the license plates or paper plates on the car when paper plates are for the picnic. So we talked about that last year. We talked about the death of the sister that got caught up messing with the police in Baltimore, dealing with them paper plates that supposed to be for the picnic for license plates. We dealt with that last year. You know we dealt with Big Brother Side Nutter last year. We don't hear him talking no more. Yeah, we shut him down. Now I'm just playing. Don't call Side Nutter. Don't call Side Nutter, man. He's chilling now. We got him chilling. We done shut down Shaka. We done shut down Reggie. You know what I mean? Brother Sharif shut down Reggie at the April 10th demonstration. And we're going to do a reunion on that. So, Reggie, if you're watching, I want you to watch that day so you can see where we're going with this one this year. And now we're going to start touching the controversial issues as it relates to what is a Moorish American. So before we do that, first, let me rise. Let me rise. Let me speak to a few people. Alinde, what's up? Islam comrade. What's going on, Deshaunda Nelson? How you doing, sister? What's going on, Sister Dawn? Man, listen. We got I got my brother Nas in the building. Nasir Islam. Man, look, man. We're gonna turn up a little bit, right? This is the problem. This is the problem, and this is the issue. What y'all want first, the problem or the issue? I just play. All right, check it out. First and foremost, I rise, giving praise to the great God of the universe, Allah, who is the causeless cause. Let me explain something. When I rise, I'm saying that I rise my thoughts, which means what I'm doing today, I'm rising it above malicious intentions. My intentions is not malicious. My intentions is pure. My intentions is just to give you the pure doctrine of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So when I say I rise, I'm saying I rise in my thoughts to infinite wisdom as possible. So I give a pure message to the best of my ability. So I rise, I give praise to Allah, for me, for you, for waking us up today, for even having a conversation or a discussion of this sort. So you to have understanding and for me to have understanding of you, that we don't get into conflict and we don't learn nothing at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, it's all about saving one another and then taking it to saving yourself. When I mean saving one another, I got to give you some, you got to give me some. Maybe I can use that and take it to save myself. So with that, I rise, giving praise to Allah, the causeless cause and the rootless root from which all things have grown. You know, some people call him Jehovah. Some people call him Almighty. Some people call him Zeus, or whatever the case may be. I choose to call the causeless cause, the rootless root, Allah, the God, the absolute, almighty, incomprehensible. Y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. And I give honor. I give a high honor to his noble, illustrious prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Because I always say, if it wasn't for Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I wouldn't be the me that you see. I would be somewhere else doing something else that probably wouldn't be good. So I give honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for waking me up and bringing me to a point of consciousness or giving me some information that I can take and save myself. And I hope he can do the same for you too. So this one here, this is a tight subject, brothers, sisters. This is a serious subject. What's up, Texas? This is a serious subject here. Why is this a serious subject? I gotta stop yelling. I don't know if my brother Hicks Bay in the building, but if you is, bro, I'm gonna try to stop, bro. I'm gonna work on it. You know what I'm saying? Anderson Bay, Mufti in the building. Hold on. Y'all know I get worked up. So anyway, let's get into it. So this week, fam, I am on Facebook, and normally what I do, I have topics. Let me tell you how I work this. I let the spirit of the moment guide me throughout the week before I come up with a topic. what I try to do is I try to feel what I feel, what the people feel, and what I think is necessary that may be relevant as it relates to the edifying the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, as to the uplifting of fallen humanity. I look at things and I say to myself, what would be a good topic for this week? And if I come up with quite a few of them, then what I'll do is I say, okay, out of the few, I'll pick this. So I'm going through Facebook and I'm tagged in something, you know, because of Moorish World TV, I get tagged in a lot of things. So I'm going through there and I'm tagged in a demonstration that kind of blew me away. The demonstration was a European brother, a European fellow man, a European with other man, whatever you want to call a European, you know. It appeared to me that he was being nationalized. Now, you and I know. I say it appeared to me. Now, you and I know that Europeans have themselves a nationality. To the best of our knowledge, we know that a European have themselves a nationality, right? So when I seen that, it kind of threw me off a little bit. And it kind of threw me off due to the fact that it was a brother in a green tabouche looking like a headdress, was reading something. Here's the picture right here. He was reading something, and as he was reading something, the European fellow man had his palm raised, which we know in the Moorish Science Temple of America, having your palm raised, peace be still, I come in peace, etc., etc. But having your palm raised is something we do in the Moorish Science Temple of America when we moving throughout the temple, when we meeting one another, or a ceremony. So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at everything around. I see in the left-hand corner, I see like a charter. I see the brother look like he's reading something. I see look like a European female in the background. Appears to be, now I'm saying appears to be, you know, in the background. And I'm asking myself, what exactly is going on here? And so immediately, y'all know, if you're a Moorish American Muslim, or if you're not, y'all know, people jumped on it immediately. They jumped on it so fast that it could make your head spin. You know what I mean? So when they jumped on it, I'm like, man, I might have to address this. That's when I first seen it. So what happened, I said I might have to address it, but before the day was over, my Facebook inbox was blowing up. Fans of the show, fans of fans, friends, family, whatever you want to call it, of the show, friends on Facebook, talk about this. We got to talk about this. So I'm like, all right. So I was supposed to do the show, I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday something, I think I got tired or something. I was like, nah, I can do the show Tuesday. So that came when today, and I'm glad I didn't do the show on Tuesday, because last night I actually had conversations with the guy who was reading, or the brother that his temple, I think it was his temple. I'm not sure. I'm going to try my best momentarily to get him. Let me see if I can get him see if I can get him on the phone. He said he's driving right now, but for the family, I'm gonna see I'm gonna see if I can get him on the phone. All right. Let me go ahead and give him this information for the phone. Work with me, family. And we want to hear from his mouth. You know, we want to hear from his mouth. But so give me a second. Give me 1 second, family. We're gonna see if we want to hear from his mouth. Because like I said, this is not we're not on no witch hunt. We don't do that. You know, we just want to see what the brother demonstration is. So, matter of fact, let me see this. Do this work? Let me see if I can do it like this. Let me see. I don't know if it'll work like this, but I'm gonna see something. Okay. We might got him like this. Let me press 1 if y'all can hear that phone ring. Can y'all hear that phone ring? If y'all can hear that phone ring and he pick up, then we good to go. Okay. There you go. Islam, brother. This brother Tahaka Bay. How you doing, brother? J. Cox L. How you doing, my brother? Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you now, Islam.
Islam, my brother. So we live now, and I wanted to let you know that we live on Moorish World TV. It sounds like you out and about.
Islam, hold on 1 second. Let him all park real quick.
All right. Now, family, I want to ask y'all, can y'all hear my brother J. Cox L? I want to make sure that we all on the same kill, because like I said, I want the brother to express his portion as to what the confusion is. Okay, great. Y'all can hear that. So here we go, family. We got the brother J. Cox L. Hopefully I'm saying it right. This is my first time meeting the brother or talking to the brother, conversing with the brother. And we're going to see what the brother has to say about this that is a hot topic on Facebook. I think that's my brother who posted the picture, but I'll let him tell you who he is, word for word, where he from, how he getting himself together. Quincy Robinson, how y'all doing, man? Man, we in the building. Yeah. So Ali Dawood L, peace and love, family. So the thing is that when I seen it, I didn't want to jump to conclusions. You know, I have my own opinions. I have my own views. And my views, I want to tell y'all more something. My views. But that doesn't mean that my views is going to agree with you. My views may not agree with you. It is what it is. My views may agree with you. So I'm trying to get the brother. The phone just went. There it is. Hold on 1 second. Up jump the buggy. Family. Hold on one moment. Let me. So we working on it, fam. We working. So you there, my brother? Okay. Let me make sure that the family can hear you. So again, say something to him, brother. Let me make sure everybody can hear you. I think they can hear you. That sounds good. So, brother.
Yes, you on here?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Islam, we on? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you good, brother. We can hear you good.
This is brother J. Cox Hill. I also got on here the Grand Sheik, brother Taylor Real, Islam.
Islam. So let's start this off like this. We want to do this organized. We don't want to get trying to figure out who's who. So brother J. Cox, I've never met you before. It's a pleasure. My name If you don't know by now, this brother Tahaka Bay, you know sometimes I get worked up and I get excited, but it's nothing personal. And I'm working on not cutting people off. I'm working on it, brother. But I ain't gonna cut you off. I just want to hear, it's been a lot of talk going on around Facebook about the picture that you have posted, and the people, our family in the audience, seeing the picture, and they're concerned about the demonstration that was going on at the temple. So, brother, tell them who you are, where you're from, and a little bit of history about yourself, my brother.
All right, Islam. My name is Brother Jay Coxfield. I am in Khalifa, California territory. Morgan demonstrating for a while. You draw I'm an assistant Grand Sheik here, under the brother Victor Taylor Hill, Grand Sheik of our demonstration here. I'm just a brother, man, here just like everybody else.
Islam, my brother. So how long have you been in the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Since 1998.
1998. Okay, brother. J. Cox L. So I'm getting a pen and paper. So and you assistant Grand Sheik. So if somebody have any questions, I'll be prepared to write them down. You know what I mean? So the Grand Sheik is there?
Islam.
Islam Sheik.
Islam, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well, my brother. Pleasure to meet you. Give a little background of yourself for the people that's listening, so we can start this conversation off, and we be in and up out of here. Press one if y'all can hear the Grand Sheik speak. Introduce yourself to the audience, and then we move from there.
My name is Brother Victor Taylor Hill, Grand Sheik, Moorish Science Temple, 101 California. Background been in the temple since 1999. Came in under Lane Hill, Morning Hill. Was taught under the administration of Baby Hill, Braswell Bay. So on and so forth. Went through different administrations, and now working with Sheikh Danifu and still working with Brother Morning Hill and other Brother Patah and others here in the state of California. As you know, Brother J. Coxfield, Brother Shaheed, and others. To as we know, Brother Cosmo, the Minister of Culture, and others, to get things promoted as far as the Moorish Americans are concerned in a proper light.
Okay. So if one of y'all want to explain, I'm going to put the picture up so they can see the picture. What exactly was going on this day in this picture where I see, who is the brother that holding a piece of paper and the appears to be is saying something to a European?
Me.
That was you, my brother?
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's you, the Grand Sheik?
Yes.
Islam. Or so can you explain to the family exactly what was going on? And because you know when you put up the picture, a whole bunch of speculation went out, and I seen that you gave an explanation as to what was really going on from what appeared to be going on. But can you explain to the Moorish World TV audience what was going on?
Pretty much, we was bringing in one of our brothers, as like y'all say, European. He was of Irish, Italian, Spanish descent. So he's of the Gaelic culture, and we're using him to implement and institute Moorish Orthodox Church here in the state of California and other locations. And so what the brother J. Cox Hill put out was a picture of him going through that ceremony, as we call naturalization. And I guess the other picture I hear about is them sitting or speaking outside of the temple in a circle. So yeah, that's what I hear people talk. I'm not a Facebook more, as people may know. So that's what I hear people talking about. So yeah, that's what took place. European was adopted back into our fold.
Okay. 1 second. I want to share this. I want to screen share this real quick. Okay. Well, you say he was being naturalized. Exactly what does that mean for those who
not naturalized. He was being nationalized.
He was being nationalized. Okay. He was being but okay. Now I'm gonna ask you some questions, but I'm gonna let. So he was being. I thought you said naturalized. I'm sorry, my brother. My apologies. So he was being nationalized into the Moorish Science Temple of America in order to create the Moorish Orthodox Church. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
In order to not necessarily to get the church going, he wants to come to demonstrate the Moorish culture. But the only way he can do it in the capacity that he wants to do it is through the Moorish Orthodox Church structure. But somebody has to get that structure here in a proper method. It was something that was put together back in, I think, the 50s and 70s. And they had a connection with the Dinglewood brothers in German Bay. And so we're implementing that institution here in the state of California.
Okay, I got you. Let me see if anybody have any questions. I don't see any questions coming up yet. But brother, do you think that conflict with the teachers? How do you? I think personally, my brother, I think it conflicts with the teachers of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. But I explain that in a minute. And brother, let me tell you, this is not an attack. You know, we brothers at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
At the end of the day, we brothers. So let's not think that I'm attacking you, because I'm really not. What I'm trying to do is give some understanding as to exactly what's going on. Because at the end of the day, as it says in the Holy Quran and Mecca, to your way be yours, to my way be mine. You know, salvation is personal at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But because I am a follower of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and I study and have been studying for quite some time now, I've never seen this demonstration. Now, I've seen some in certain little bodies now, a couple Europeans through my time, and they still rub me the wrong way. But I want to ask you, do you think this conflict, like within the record of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, that you feel comfortable demonstrating this? You know, like when I do something, I'll be like, what the record say about that? Or what the Quran say about that? And I move from that point. What in the Quran makes you feel comfortable with demonstrating something like this, or any doctrine of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali?
All right. For one, the Prophet says that our 5 principles must be taught and taken to the world and taught universally to all nations and all lands. That's one. As far as what gives the authority, the Moorish Science Temple of America is a school. And Moors try to make it seem something that it's not. And a lot of people like to debate it because, you know, it's debatable for some people. As an official who's not just studying, I'm appointed and consecrated in a way that a lot of people are really faced with leadership. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali established something that was a structure that a lot of people can come into. Everybody can come into. So I saw Moorish American UTC. Then he named all of these people, and then he said the Turks, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed. Now, we understand the Turks, and we understand that this is an Islamic organization. The brother who stood up said that he's a citizen of the USA, and I declare him a Muslim. Now, Moorish is just like Jewish. And I don't think Moors really understand that. That's why we have the Moorish Zionist Temple, Moorish Jews. Before a lot of these issues of division is coming up now. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali issued out nationality cards. He issued out another card in Cuban for the Spanish-speaking people. But if you speak English and you here in America, you have the ability to come to the school, the Moorish Science Temple of America, and take out membership and receive the education. Do you have the ability to sit on the podium? No. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali said a foreigner can't be on a roster. What he did also say, and he was going to use the European to enforce his law. He even said for hardhead brothers and sisters, he'll get Europeans if they want to be their grand chief. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said many things in his prophecies, and that's what we in California ought to do. And say the laws. Now, the laws did say that the grand chief can make law and enforce laws. These laws are made up all kind of stuff.
But brother, you know, hold up, brother. You got to finish that with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Exactly. So
you got to first use Prophet Noble Drew Ali as your measuring stick.
I agree. But where's the grand body? There's a lot of people who say this grand body, this grand body, this grand body. grand body that I answer to is not under any of these administrations because it's only one, and it's the prophets. And the brothers in California administration, we answer the prophet Noble Jew Ali. Now, we have to do certain things here in the state of California. What more around the country is doing, and they racism and they sexism, we're not interested in that. We're interested in bringing the uniting of the human family, the uplifting of fallen humanity. And the racism that Moors have, we're not interested. The sexism that Moors have, the prejudice that Moors have, we're not interested.
Hey, brother,
on humanity.
Brother, all right, now let me hit you with a few questions. I don't want to cut your wisdom, but let me hit you with a few questions. First, you said that there was a nationalizing service, right? It was being nationalized, right? Islam?
Oh, no.
What was you saying? What was it going on in the picture? Was he being nationalized?
Hold on. Just do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's loud. Okay, cool.
You said he was being nationalized, right?
Yes.
But you said that he was an Irish American. How do you renationalize somebody first? That's be the first question. If he's an Irish,
adopt him into the tribe.
Huh?
To adopt him into the tribe when the prophet was Ali.
But there's not. You don't have the power beyond the great God of Allah to change a man's descent nature.
We're not doing that.
No, but what I'm saying is this,
Analogy?
brother. But listen to what I'm saying. If he's an Irish American, you don't have the power to make him a Moorish American with a nationalization service.
Is that what we did?
No, you say you nationalize him. That's what nationalization is, brother.
Yes. Now, let me ask you a question. What is Moorish American?
What you mean, what is Moorish American? One who's descended from Morocco, born in America. That's all it is. Nothing real shaky about it. It's simple. The one-on-ones tell us what is a Moorish American. One who's descended from Morocco is born in America. This guy's not descended from Morocco.
Yes, he is. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing. He has Irish origins.
Bro, but no. Let's clarify first. Is he an Irish American?
He's Irish.
So you can't renationalize somebody with a nationality. That's
brother.
I can understand he being a sympathizer as an Irish American.
He's not a sympathizer. He's a member of Moorside Temple of America.
Okay. All right, I hear you, my brother. All right, now let me ask you another question. People always point out the amalgamation degree, right?
Yeah.
But the prophet Noble, and y'all say that we ought to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to all nations and all lands, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But most people refuse. Even Salami L, he went in today with a presentation, and he said that we ought to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to all nations. But what he failed to realize is that the prophet who said that we must, that every nation must worship under their own vine and fig tree. Their own vine and fig tree. See, you can't see. Hold up, brother. Right there, it tells us that every nation of people have their own culture, tradition, and customs that they must follow in order to bring themselves in connection with Almighty God. Every nation must worship under their own vine and fig tree.
I agree. And what are you qualified to teach? I'm qualified to teach the brother what he asked me to teach him. Y'all got to tell.
No, brother. If you, hey, brother,
what I'm saying to you.
Listen to me. You asked me what I'm qualified to teach. I'm not gonna tell my credentials, but I'm qualified, my brother. I'm qualified.
But this is what you asked me. You asked me why did I bring him in? He's come in to learn about his nationality and his divine creed. Now, is he gonna learn about my nationality and my divine creed? Well, maybe my divine creed, but not so much my nationality.
But you say you nationalize them, so
brother,
you can't nationalize them though. That doesn't make sense.
Man, listen. We have jurisdiction over more than just these these so-called African Americans.
No, but the prophet came to us. We're gonna have something for ourselves, brother. The prophet came to us, a nation of people.
You haven't ate that chamber. If you're in it, then you know how valuable it is for us.
No, it's not valuable having a European in our midst when this is not designed for him.
Islam,
Islam, brother.
You can't listen and talk at the same time, brother. The brother trying to explain to you the demonstration and you keep over talking him. Now, you keep saying we nationalize him. This is where the misunderstanding comes in. He did not nationalize as a Moorish American. We don't need to nationalize him as a Moorish American. He is Irish American. He nationalized under the Moorish Science Temple of America, under the last prophet in these days and times. He recognized that Noble Drew Ali is the last prophet in these days and times that came to bring Islam to America. Now, he was made a Muslim, and then he stuck his hand and said, I am a citizen of the USA. We have the ability to make true citizens. So says our prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now, this is what morals keep getting confused, and this is where the problem lies. Everybody sees a pale face, and they get all up in arms. Nobody asked what his nationality was, first of all, until all the way down the thread. Second of all, nobody asked what he was nationalized as besides one sister. One sister asked that question. Moles assumed too much. Moles got so much hate in their heart.
No, brother, come on, brother. No. Come on, brother. I can't let you say that. But we want understanding. We want understanding because we question something that is foreign to us, that's hate in the heart. Stop that, brother. Come on.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. The questions are wanted. And I said that on the thread. Ask whatever you want to, but Moors get disrespectful.
Well, I'm not going to disrespect you. Bro, I might cut you off.
So no, it's not the questions, Moor. The questions are warranted. It's the assumption first.
Brother.
Then when I say hate in the heart, it's because one see one that has light out of you, and out of
no, he's a European. He has pale hue, brother. I can't let you say that. He has pale. He's of the pale skin nation of Europe. Don't try to dress it up, brother. He's of the pale skin nation of Europe.
Check this out. Was the whole world called Asia at one time?
Yes, it was, brother.
Where did they come from? What part of Asia?
I get all that. From Eurasia.
Okay. No. If you get all that, hold on. Now answer this last question.
Right.
Are Europeans Asiatics?
Europeans are a subdivision of Asiatics. It's two races. It's one race. Let me say something. Let me say something. It's one race. If you let me, there's one race subdivided into two. The subdivision comes when they lose their melanin. They're different from us, brother. And you can't get around it. This is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that we're returning the church and Christianity back to the pale skin nation of Europe, because it was founded for them. We were separating ourselves. We wasn't mixing ourselves. That doesn't mean that we hate somebody. That means that we have something that's unique, that is pure, that is ours, that is going to bring us to the level of a China, bring us to a level of a Russia, bring us to a level of all of the great nations, back like our ancient forefathers was. This is not a melting pot. Not the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Two questions.
I get one question?
Go ahead, Mo.
Real quick. There are Russians, right? That look like me. Okay? They have joined up they have been nationalized or naturalized, should I say, in their nation as Russians. And they come from Africa, they come from Asia, and they come from other places.
Brother, I'm talking about a pale-skinned nation of Europe. You can't say they look like you. That's not the pale-skinned nation of Europe. I'm sorry for cutting you off. We're talking about the pale-skinned nation of Europe.
You're not listening, though, Mo. You can't talk and listen at the same time.
Bro.
We'll cut you off.
Bro.
Let the brother get his thought on it, bro.
All right, let's go 3 minutes at a time then. Because I don't want you to be long-winded and start to lose me off the first thought.
It's a simple demonstration. How long with it? If we say we're trying to get on the other ability of the Russians and everybody else, there are Russians and in Morocco and in other places. There are citizens that have come from other places and become naturalized or nationalized, whatever you want to call it, into that citizenhood. So if you're saying that we don't have the ability to do that, then you're limiting us as a nation. So if that's what you choose to do, you do that under your administration, wherever who follow that. We are not doing that.
Would you agree? Would you?
Oh, I've only been 3 minutes now.
Come Come on. I don't want you to say 5 different things and I try to remember the 5 different things. Say one thing at a time and let me address it because he twisted my words. He twisted my words. When I say on the level of a Russia or a China, I'm talking about a nation that's founded by the people of the land or of the national group, and they govern themselves. I'm not talking about that people move somewhere and adopt this and adopt that. Brother, we have not even scratched the surface of nationhood yet. And we want to invite somebody that just 100 years ago cut our women babies out of their belly. That is the children of the one who sliced the testicles off our men. We have to be losing our mind to be in love with this pale-skinned nation of Europe. It is what it is.
Hold on, brother. See, that's what
Man, we in love with the slave master, man. We in love, man. I ain't in love. You and it sounds, brother. Why couldn't you use that same effort and go get one of them little Asiatic children, one of them Asiatic sisters that pregnant, bring them in the temple and teach about themselves? Why is it so important to go outside of us to go and get somebody else when our people are dying? Fix home first.
Okay.
Fix home first.
We gonna fix home first, right? We will home gotta learn how to be home too. Then nobody go looking for him.
Man, will you tell him, well, right now, this is not the time.
And nobody has to go looking for him. You know? He wants to know his true culture.
His true culture is Irish. Tell him go to the Ireland. Tell him go to Ireland.
In America? No, he doesn't. And it's unjust as administrator to teach the whole world the truth about their culture.
Brother, you're not Irish to teach them about Irish culture.
Take them away on the culture. That's not the measure. That's not the measure. The prophet has European singing his meat.
Where? Show me.
What you mean where?
Show me.
The fucking picture. You know what? I'm gonna ask you this question, Moab.
Where?
The first convention picture.
Where?
They were sitting on the throne. Who was sitting around here?
Bro, show me a European.
Answer that question, Moab.
Show me a European. No, you want to justify and protect having a European in your cipher.
I'm not doing none of that.
Hey, brother, can I ask you a question? Hey, brother. Why are you protecting the European so much, brother? Why you so desperate to have this European in your midst?
Hey, let's check this out. I'm gonna answer the question, bro. Check this out. Give me my 3 minutes and I'm gonna answer something. Wait, I'm gonna go. This is funny.
No, brother, let me ask you something. In your 3 minutes, I want to ask, why are y'all seem to be so desperate to have a European in your midst and to justify it? I don't get that. I mean, our people are dying, and we so study working on a European. I don't get it.
Your attitude and your actions show that. We're not going to be involved in anything like this. So listen to what I'm about to tell you. The Moorish Science Temple of America is not anything of what you've been taught or anybody what you're talking about. So anybody who want to join the Moorish Science Temple of America and learn what the prophet has to get, come to 101 and you can get it. Peace and love, whatever y'all saying, it's not even relevant.
All right, brother. Hey, it is what it is. I appreciate you, my brother. It's only my measure. It's only my point of view. I appreciate you. If that's all you got to say, I'm fine with it, brother. Your way be yours, to be mine be mine. You follow me?
Islam. Our measure is this, Moab. We can't dialogue if one don't allow the dialogue to be dialogue. We're going to come on your show and honor your show and respect the rules and regulations of your show. However, you have to, too. You can't tell them, you're going to give them 3 minutes and give them 30 seconds, and then you just cut in.
I get worked up, boy. Go ahead, boy.
You don't listen to no answers. If you know everything, there's no sense of asking a question. You know what I'm saying? You ask questions to get an answer, but you can't get an answer if you're always talking.
All right, brother. All right, brother. Don't browbeat me. Come on, get your 3 minutes, brother. My apologies, brother. Never I get worked up. I apologize.
We got the same love for the prophet Noble Charlie. We got the same love for his laws and all of that. Well, Some of us do. But I'm going to say for the most part, we got the same message. So the energy that you expend is the same energy being expended over here. You know? Most came on the show to answer questions about why the European was adopted into the Moral Science Temple of America. But we can't answer no questions if you keep talking, Mo.
All right, brother. You said that 3 times. Now go on your 3 minutes. Brother, I apologize, brother. I get amped up.
If there is a question, I will sit back.
Okay.
Where she probably will sit back. I'll sit back, listen to the question, and I'll answer it to the best of my understanding.
Well, my thing is this. At this point, brother, I've noticed a common theme, brother. You're not going to let go of the narrative that is okay. And when the prophets say, I desire my people's unity, he's not talking about Europeans. When he talks about worship under our own vine and fig tree, he's not referring to Europeans. When he talks about we do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the Palestinian nation of Europe, he's clear on that. When he talks about that all the inhabitants of Africa, he's talking about us. He is a Moorish American prophet. Prayer point blank. He didn't come for the Irish. Jesus came for the Israelites. You understand? Muhammad came for the Arabians. Buddha came for. Say it again.
Is that what our Circle 7 teaches?
Absolutely. What
you? A Christian thought.
I just told you. What part is the Christian thought?
If Jesus just came from the Israelites.
Absolutely. His message was primarily for the children of Israel, but it was a universal message also.
He came only for the Israelites. Is that what our Circle 7 teaches us?
Universal message too, just like us. Our message.
Why was it a universal message? Because Jesus was a Circle 7 prophet. Prophet Noble Drew Ali says that if you were with me 2,000 years ago, you're with me today. If you were against me 2,000 years ago, you're against me today. You know what I'm saying? It's the same mess. It's the same love-made manifest all over again, just in different times.
Brother.
You say that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali is a Moorish American prophet. You're missing the point, Mo.
No, I'm not missing the point.
That was a revelation for the world.
More.
You know what I'm saying? He brought directly to us so that we can get back in line and understand how to fight by his faith. But does that mean that the Bible is just for us? Absolutely not. On our nationality card, it tells us plain and simple. You are under the divine laws of the Holy Quran of Mecca. Love to be freedom and justice. Never do nothing else. So that makes us Muslims. He declared us as Muslims. You see? So we are to demonstrate that as Muslims. No, we don't have a desire to run out here and snatch up Europeans to bring them into our mess. However, if one of our Marine brothers or one of our other brothers bring somebody in and he sit under and listen to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and he tells us, look, I know what my nationality is, but I don't know my culture. Can you help me? And we sit and start demonstrating with this flow about his culture, not our culture. He can never go through the AC. That's not the measure. That's our birthright. I agree with you 100 million thousand and whatever else % on that. No question to that. However, the message of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali is universal as our Circle 7, Moab.
Brother, this is what I'm saying. Hear me well. When I say that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali is a Moorish American prophet, I'm not saying that his message is not universal.
Just said that, Moab. Those were your words. I wouldn't say it if it didn't. You just said that out your mouth.
No, I'm trying to give clarification. I'm trying to clarify. Is that he was sent to the Moorish Americans here,
Islam,
and all around. Those who lost their identity through the process of the institution of slavery.
Islam.
He is our prophet. However, his teachings are universal, no different than Jesus being the prophet of the Israelites. But his teachings are also universal.
Islam.
And so what I'm saying is, when the Prophet Noble Drew Ali says that we must worship every nation, he is from the Irish nation, Why is he worshiping under our fig tree?
Okay, can I answer that?
Come on with it.
He's not worshiping under our fig tree. This is what I keep saying. He is learning his own culture under the school. The Moorish Science Temple of America is not a nation. It is a school for the teaching of the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Most get that twisted.
Brother, it's no. The Moorish Science.
Bring him into the Moorish, the divine and national movement. He can never be a part of that. However, just like Jesus demonstrated to Juliet and Caesar, gave them their measure and made them the ambassadors to Rome, is the same measure that agrees we give him.
No, brother. That was after the resurrection, right?
Nah, what you mean?
But he making somebody the ambassador to Rome. That was after the resurrection, right?
Son?
You know Paul wrote that, right?
No, this is in our circle 7. See, this is what I'm talking about.
No. I'm talking about the measure in the Bible. That's a whole different demonstration in our Quran. The measure in our Quran is a whole different demonstration. You can't mix that up.
I'm talking about the circle 7. This is the measure. I'm about to know what you are. Link God back to us.
Okay. I'm about to give it to you.
Look it up.
No. I know he made somebody the ambassador to Rome, brother.
He was demonstrating. He saved them on the water, which is all metaphorical. That measure went up with them degrees. Read it.
Brother. So you telling me the brothers they say you yelling. They say can't understand you. So you telling me that because of the story of Jesus.
Pardon me, more.
No, you're fine. You
get that energy, that spirit, that seal get in.
It's okay. So you telling me because Jesus made somebody ambassador to Rome, that's your measure for the Irish guy coming into our midst?
I'm telling you, I can back what I'm doing up with our scripture right there.
Brother.
Yes.
Brother. Let me say this. If you don't believe, if you can't explain to me what is worshiping under your own body, when is he doing that? What culture are you teaching them? Moorish culture or Irish culture?
Okay, now I'm gonna answer that question. Now let's break down some words real quick, right? Let's break down Moor-ish. We're gonna take the Moor off and we're just gonna break down the word ish. Got a dictionary right there, Mo?
Ish, I know what ish mean. I got you. Like a few weeks ago.
I want you to read it.
To be of, you're talking about?
My truck, I told you I had to pull over, so I don't got nothing right here. But
you good. It's of or about. That's what basically meaning is.
Basically, right?
Yeah.
So meaning like two-ish, right? Two-ish. Like one follows the way of those ones, right?
Right.
So he is learning. He is not a Moor. He knows that. We all know that. However, he is a part of the Ish. Why? Because he's learning his Irish culture. His Irish culture, the true culture that comes from the first demonstration. Untampered with anything else. And who else can teach it to him? It's been tampered and destroyed over there as well. So he over here in America.
So you telling me
European that says, listen.
So you
understand who know what Drew Ali is?
So
I honor him.
So brother, you telling me
that you may be able to teach me who I am.
So brother,
I want to learn.
You telling me that out of all the work that we have to do, we got time to take out for a pale-skinned a fellow man to teach him about Irish culture when our people dying every day. We got enough time to tutor him about Irishness, and our people is out here dying. That's what you telling me? You say you teaching them about Irish culture. That means you got to take from us to got to go and teach them about Irish culture, which Moorish science is about Moorish culture.
Why would I have to take from us to do anything?
Because Moorish science is about Moorish.
Let me ask you something. When Jesus spoke to the captive souls, right? And he demonstrated to them, and everybody went back, and all the people heard the word. He didn't go to all them places. How did they know the word?
Brother, I get what you're saying, but why do we have to invite them in our midst to teaching our circle.
Right?
You can teach them outside the temple.
All the people heard the word. He didn't go to.
What's up, my brother? Nas is in the building.
Islam, brother.
Brother, this is my vanguard. This is the Mufti. One shot. Got him. I'm playing. This is my brother Nasir. He's in the building. I guess he heard we going back and forth. He came in to calm me down, stop yelling, and then he gonna calm me down, and we gonna go on in real quick. My brother, finish what you were saying so Nasir can jump on in.
Islam, can you hear me?
Phone. Hold on one second, Nas. Okay, brother, you still there?
It's on right here.
All right, Sheik. I'm gonna let my brother Nasir come on in real quick, and we're gonna dialogue a little bit more. All right. All right, Islam. Brother Nas, how you doing, brother?
Islam, can you hear me?
Man, I can hear you well, brother.
Indeed.
You're looking like new Moorish money. No.
No, ain't nothing here, brother. Ain't nothing here. First of all, I rise, giving praise to Allah and the highest honor to his prophet Noble Drew Ali. I want to give honors to the Moorish flag, the red flag with the green 5-pointed star, and all things Moorish. Islam,
my brother.
Right.
Can you hear Nasir, Grand Sheik? Grand Sheik.
Islam.
Could you hear the brother?
Islam, I can hear it.
Okay, go ahead, Nas.
indeed. I just wanted to jump on a few things. Number one, when we're talking about the ish of more ish, ish is a suffix which is defined as of or belonging to a nationality or group. I understand that we want to make the ish kind of like the Jewish, but that's not necessarily right, because if you're English, you're of England. If you're Scottish, you're of Scotland. So in that, the whole thing of being a more-ish, and he's kind of like a more, so he can be in because he's kind of ish, kind of more-ish, kind of sort of nah. We can't do that. Also, I heard the brother say something along the lines of the prophet being universal. The prophet did talk about amalgamation and what to do and what not to do in that case. I have no problem with, Europeans being, sympathizers. However, I do have a problem, with Moors being, not Moors, but Europeans being allowed into the Moorish Science Temple of America, because it was not created for them. No matter what justice did, that's just a no-go. They have their thing. They have their, like the brother said, they have their vine and fig tree. The rest of that is dancing around an issue. I mean, to be honest with it.
You hear that, Sheik? Tell it. See, brother, but I want to ask. Can I ask you? I mean, because my brother really just made a statement, brother. What motivates you to be so compelled to move in this direction? When, come on, brother. You know that the Moorish Science Temple of America was created for the Moors, who are descendants of the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa. We don't have to bend that.
Islam.
You're so motivated. I don't understand why you're so motivated in that direction.
It's not about so motivated at all of any direction. I am a mode that uplifts fallen humanity. You draw what I'm saying? The foe at my gate. You draw what I'm saying? My lower self. We give honors to all of those demonstrations. You draw? So, therefore, if one comes in to the measure and wants to sit, as many Europeans used to sit and listen to the prophet. You draw what I'm saying? Many ones. When the Moorish Orthodox Church was created, it was created for a reason, on purpose. You draw? So for those that you call sympathizers and things of that nature, right? Okay, Islam. So now, do we sit here and say we're going to go out and nationalize all these Europeans as whatever their nationalized their national demonstration is? No, because that's not the measure. However, the Moorish Orthodox Church The officials,
but that's not the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's another conversation, brother.
members did not, though.
But brother, that's another conversation. That's not the Moorish Science Temple of America as founded by the Prophet Noble
You're asking me why we did what we did.
No.
I'm answering you why.
No. I actually asked you why were you so motivated?
He will be the head forerunner of the demonstration here in California.
Can I ask? So did he get a actual nationality card?
Yes, he did.
But he's not a Moorish American.
He doesn't have to be. He didn't.
That's what the nationality card declares you as. It declares you that you're a Moorish American. He's an Irish American.
Does it? Does it declare you as a Moorish American? Where does it say that at on nationality card?
Come on, man. You are a Muslim, man. You are a Moorish American. Come on, man.
Demonstrate.
Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about a Muslim. You are a Muslim under the laws of such and such and such and such.
You asked me a question.
Bro, I'm going to read it to you.
Statement and said it declared us as Moorish Americans. Wait.
Muslims, brother. Okay.
Okay. So
I'm gonna read it.
Exactly.
Listen.
Now we're getting something.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Listen. I'm about to read it to you. This is your nationality and identification card.
You don't know it?
I'm going to read it to you. Do you want me to read it to you or not?
Nationality card, Mo, you got to read it.
Do you want me to read it to you or not?
This is the problem right here.
No. Do you want me to read it to you or not?
Everybody got so much to say.
Okay.
Ali.
I'm going to let you finish because I don't want to cut you off. Now I'm going to read it again.
This is funny.
This is your nationality card for the Moorish Science Temple of America and the birthright for the Moorish American ETC. We honor all the divine prophets. Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius.
And Confucius.
May the blessings of God, our Father Allah, be upon you that carry this card.
The blessings of what?
Our Father, God, our Father, may the blessings of the God of our Father Allah be upon you that carry this card. I do hereby declare you a Muslim under the divine laws of the Holy Quran of Mecca of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I am a citizen of the USA, Noble Drew Ali, the prophet. But listen to this. This is the birthright for Moorish American ETC. So I would imagine that you're going to make the ETC him, right?
No. Listen, this is your identification, right? Nationality and identification.
He has a nationality. We have to let's qualify that. Does he have a nationality before you met him?
Yes, he does.
So why does he need a nationality card?
Because he is in the school.
Oh, come on.
His nationality.
Brother, that's a contradiction, brother.
How?
Because if he has a nationality, he doesn't need a nationality card. This is for the nationality card. It's not for a school. You got to go to RV Bay and get that.
It's not for, so the Moorish Science Temple of America is not a school?
I didn't say that, but this is the wrong document to give him. This is a nationality card. It's not a school card. It's not a hall pass.
It's an identification card for the Moorish Science Temple of America.
No, it's a nationality and identification card. A nationality and identification card.
Nationality. This is he's identifying as taking the Prophet Noble Drew Ali as the last prophet in these times, and he's learning his birthright. Will he learn ours? Absolutely not. Now, I ask you this. Most keep talking about these birthrights. When do you get them?
Bro, you know what? When we get our birthright, what's that have to do with the European, brother?
Don't get quiet.
No, I'm asking you. What you mean? Brother, you get your birthrights when you proclaim your nationality, brother. That's your birthright. Absolutely. 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 When you know the true measure, absolutely.
Wow. That's interesting.
Absolutely.
I thought you got your birthrights when you entered the AC.
No. When you proclaim your nationality.
Really?
Where you get that from?
We're not the same as officials, huh?
Where do you get that from?
Beneficiary? You know, we're not even gonna go into that.
Nah, man, you don't get no birthright for going in the AC, man. Some people never entered into the AC of the MST of A.
What?
Some people never entered into the chamber. They still got a birthright. This is your birthright and nationality card. He tell you on the card. My brother Nasir want to come in. Come in, brother.
Islam. Your birthrights are your inheritance from your ancestors. Point blank period, as some people say. It is not something that you get from the AC. You don't get your your birthrights from the AC.
I'm sorry.
Your nationality, your divine creed. No, your nationality, your divine creed were the things that were taken away from you, and those are the things that are being given back to you. You don't get those things, and the thing is this: is that, you know, as an Irishman, his identity of Irish was taken away from him. It was never taken away from him. You know, the whole point of the Moorish Science Temple of America is to replace something that was taken from him. He's always been Irish. He's always known that he's Irish. Our people are learning who we are. This is for specific people in a specific condition, just like when the Prophet Muhammad came, he came for specific people in a specific condition. Just like when Justice came, he came for specific people in a specific condition. The rest of that, you know, to teach him his Irishness is not our job. You know, to set up the Moorish Orthodox Church. Now, I want to know that, you know, who set up the Moorish Orthodox Church to begin with. That we need to facilitate it and put Europeans in it because it already exists on the East Coast. So
well, that's my thing, Minaj. Why are we so motivated to go outside of ourselves when our people are dying? That's not my motivation. My motivation is little Ricky around the corner.
Also, there are two people that were mentioned in the 102s. Europeans and Asiatics.
Be in one's presence to see how they demonstrate. Y'all talking about one nationalization. You draw what I'm saying? Of this European to demonstrate.
No, we're not saying you can't teach the European. I think you got it wrong, brother. We're not saying that you cannot teach the Europeans.
You draw what I'm saying? All I know, all I sit out here, my life, I put my life on the line every day out here for mine. Now, am I going to do the same thing for them? Nope, because that's not my people. You draw what I'm saying? However, that one right there, he has the right to learn who he is. One say his nationality was never taken away from him. He's always been Irish. Every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they honored not the creed and principles of their forefathers. Take that statement back. Because the Irish man lost their measure too. Yes, they may still call themselves Irish, but they don't know their culture no more. Thus, we honor all the divine prophets. Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, which circulates the world, Moors.
Hey, brother.
Islam. Hold fast, Let me get in here real quick.
Demonstrate that measure. That's all it's with.
Islam.
Stop acting like the Moorish Science Temple of America only teaches Moorish America.
We're not saying that you can't teach other people. We're saying that he can't be into the fold of the demonstration as it relates to an organization for the Moors that have lost their identity, their nationality, and their birthright. But anyway, Nas, come on in. Let Nas come in. Brother.
Let's talk about slavery in history for a second. Slavery was a part of the world, that is true. Now, one thing we have to understand is that there's only been one group that has gone through chattel slavery, which everything was stripped from them, and it was not the Irish. The Irish are not our concern. I mean, straight up and down, the Irish are not our concern. Also, okay, hold fast. I heard you. You know, you got nice. Let me finish. Now, I must say, our Europeans allowed into the Moorish Science Temple of America to come and listen to us measure. All day, every day, the doors are open. Anybody can come in and listen. We Chinese come in and listen. We've had Arabs, we have the Sudanese come in. Everybody can come in and listen to us measure. You know, we have, actually, one of the brothers that we have in our temple, his wife is a European. They were married before they got there, before they came to the temple, before he came to the temple. And we had to let them know straight but down. You are allowed in. Your children are allowed in. She ain't allowed in. She can come in, she can measure, she can listen. She can sympathize. She can be a part of every part in certain instances, but to be a full member, no, she cannot, because it's not for her. It is for those. It is for a specific group of people. The prophet came to a specific people, his people.
Let me ask you this.
You can ask me anything you want, brother. Go ahead.
In other regions of South, Central, and North America that the prophet talks about, These ones are not Moorish Americans.
That's the no.
Chilean,
No, you just said Central American.
Salvadorian.
Brother, they are Moorish American,
Right
brother.
here.
They are.
We learn the same demonstration.
Bro.
Morinos right now.
Bro, you ask a question and you keep talking. That's why I cut you off.
In the temple right now.
Bro.
Right now.
Bro, you ask a question.
What you're saying that it comes for us, but it's not just
brother. Let me tell you.
Let me if I may.
Bro, let me absolutely right. Bro, you can't talk and ask a question, keep talking. That's why I cut you off. Listen, the prophet tells you who the Moorish Americans are. It's not who used to rename them. The prophet tells you that the Chileans are Moorish Americans. Brother, I'm going to read it right here. He said that he said the Asiatic nations, this is chapter 45, verse 5. The Asiatic nations, a country of North, South, Central America, the Moorish Americans and Mexicans in North America, Brazilian, Argentinians, Chilean, South American, Colombian, Nicaraguans, and natives of South Salvador and Central America, etc. All of these are Muslim. But if you look at how the punctuation is, it says these are Moorish Americans, and he begins to name them.
Islam, chapter 47 talks about the chapter 47 talks about it says starting at verse 6. The Moabites from the land of Moab who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit the northwest Africa. They were the founders of the founders and are the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire, with the Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite brethren who sojourn in the land of Canaan seeking new homes. Their dominion and habitation extended from northeast to southwest Africa across the great Atlantis, even until the present North, South, and Central America, and Mexico and the Atlantis Islands, before the great earthquake which caused the great Atlantic Ocean. So those people he talked about, the Moabites, Canaanite, Hittites, Amorites, those would be considered the Moors, right? And he says their dominion goes from North Africa, Northwest Africa, all the way to the Americas. So to say that means that your Mexicans, your El Salvadorians, and your Brazilians and all the rest of those are Moorish Americans.
Moorish Americans. This is the North America.
Really? They're Moorish Americans?
They are Moorish Americans.
You just said you can't have two nationalities.
You cannot have two nationalities.
They've never been stripped of their nationality.
They have been stripped.
They haven't been?
Bro, so you believe that the Spanish, so you believe that the dark olive sister in Mexico that speaks Spanish is not of Moorish descent?
Is that what her nationality card says?
I can tell you the Irish ain't. Straight up and down. Now, when it comes, now, hold on fast now. You know that we were here before the Europeans got here, right?
You know what though, brother?
The Europeans stripped them, the Spanish stripped them and gave them their name.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was Hispanic. They had something taken away from them. Now you say because they're a part of a nation that they're not a part of the Moorish Empire. That is completely false.
But
everybody was a part of the Moorish Empire.
Everybody was not part of the Moorish Empire.
I want to say this, brother.
That is not true.
What do you mean?
I mean that everybody was not a part of the Moorish Empire. There were nations outside of the Moorish Empire. The Moorish Empire didn't take over the whole world.
Really?
True. True. I didn't say we haven't been around the world. I said we didn't take over the world.
Interesting.
The Moorish Empire is Northwest Africa, right? And the Americas.
Hey, Grand Sheik.
Everything outside of that is somebody else's land. They got Yoruba land. You got all kinds of other places.
Hey, Grand Sheik.
The Congo ain't us. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Moab.
Grand Sheik, I want to wrap this up, man, because I feel like I'm arguing and you defending a European, and that's not comfortable to me. That's really not comfortable to me, and you're not.
I'm sorry, that's the way you feel, Moab.
No, brother, you are defending something that I
love all y'all. I don't have no reason.
I love you too, Mo.
If you had questions, I came on the show to answer the questions the best of my knowledge.
And brother, I love you too, and I appreciate you, my brother.
If I see you more, hear you more online, it's still all love with me.
No, brother, I never came at you sideways. You know I showed you respect online.
Islam.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
I just disagree with you, brother, but it's all love.
Nobody's coming out there to throw darts at the brother. I'm not saying that he's my brother regardless.
Praise Allah.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with that. I'm still.
We ain't let no Europeans in though.
It ain't about me hating the European. I'm still trying to learn to love instead of hate. I ain't trying to hate the European, but I'm just saying I know that we as a nation of people have so much work to do with our own nation that we have time. We don't have time to teach the Irish that he Irish, or the Russian that he Russian, or the Pakistani that he Pakistani. We got to teach our people right here in America, right over there in Watts, right over there in South Central, brother. That's where I'm at with it. I ain't got time for Bobby.
And praise Allah, no more with that. I have no problem with that.
What's up, Bobby? You can take that card back from Bobby.
Region up there, we gonna demonstrate that.
All right, let me last but not least. Did you put a Baal Ill on his name? Now, brother, now hold up. Think about it.
You know, that question I would have to ask to my Grand Sheikh, because he nationalized them all, and I'm not sure if he had a Baal Ill or not. I don't wanna speak out and draw what I'm saying of the demo. I don't want to do that.
Okay, my brother. But I appreciate you, brother. I want to ask my brother. I'm gonna let
if I should draw what I'm saying, or however have you, with the Mo's last name, and let you know if he had a Ill or Baal.
Yeah, brother, but I'm asking you to rescind that, man. Let him sit in the audience and learn about the Moors, man, and keep our demonstration pure and holy, man, so we can return back to the ancient creeds and principles of our forefathers, brother.
Praise Allah. It's always going to stay pure and holy. We vanguards over here. It's never going to change.
But you know, we begin to let them Europeans get a little stronghold in Spain, and that's how we end up in slavery, right? They sought revenge after they got a little stronghold. We let them in. We begin to deal with them and begin to give them too much leeway. And before you know, they went back to the nature in which they used to be before we civilized them, and they haven't let go of their stronghold yet. And we're so bent on dewy-eyed, on trying to be so loving to everybody else when don't nobody love us. We need to love us. You know what I'm saying? Why are we so hell-bent on loving so many other people? Love is the savior of the world, but there's degrees, there's levels to this thing. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it. And we got to love ourselves with a love that wants to put us back in the power of our ancient forefathers. And we can't do that. We cannot do that when we allow these situations happen.
Islam, yes, we can, and we are.
You got a European wife, brother?
I do not.
Oh, all right, bro. That was a joke, bro. I'm just playing. I love you, my brother.
Play with me, Mom.
Hey, Grand Sheikh, I love you, brother. I look forward to seeing you when I come out Cali, brother. Hey, I look forward to see you when I come out Cali, my brother. I love you, my brother. For real talk, I'm just not saying that, brother.
Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honors to all that's Moors, honors to everything that the Prophet would give honors to. I love you, Moors. You know what I'm saying? Let's connect, let's build, let's get these businesses cracking for our people, let's deal with each other, let's stop hating, let's do what the Prophet said, learn to love instead of hate. I'm still here. Brother J. Cox here. Please contact me.
Islam, my brother. I'll be in contact.
Islam,
peace and love, Marcus.
Hey, brother Nasir.
Indeed, brother. What's going on?
Don't try to go nowhere, because we got another quick segment real quick. Hey, I want to first say, man, praise Allah, and thank the brother with courage. It takes courage for that. Because we in the Moorish Science Temple of America, we know that we feel strong about a certain thing. And this one of them situations where we feel strong about. We may even appear to be hating Europeans when that is not the case. That is not the case. And don't let nobody trick you to believe that a Moorish American dislike or hate a European, because we know that the devil is within and hate destroys one within. But the understanding is that if the Chinese people, they teach their children to be proud of who they are, that they want to preserve their phenotype, the eyes, the face, the karate that they think is theirs. So they have to do that in such a way that they must come together, stay together, and teach their children that they must get with one that is like them. And that's how they preserve their culture. That's how they begin to talk about the Great Wall of China, Genghis Khan. They start to talk about all these great feats, all the men that's buried under the water, the statue of army statues. That's another story. But every culture is glued together by a tradition. Every nation is glued together by customs and religious practices, and it glues them together. And in order for them to live and be strong within that, they must be together. Now, do they go trying to disrespect and cuss out other people? Some do, but guess what? A thriving nation don't do that, because this is a capitalistic world now, and now they got to be friendly with other people. Bottom line is that I'm saying is that it's okay for Chinese to be for Chinese. It's okay for the Irish to be for Irish. It's okay for the Pakistani to be for Pakistani. On and on and on. When is it going to be okay for us to be for us? When is that? When are we? Man, this is what I say, and I'm gonna continue saying it every week. We suffer from we suffer from the principles that delude the slavery. Only the principles that delude the slavery will not allow you to say, well, you can sit here and listen, but you can't become a member. Only the principles that delude the slavery will put you in a place where you are ready to embrace one whose great grandmother stomped babies on the ground and smashed their brains out. That's because you don't know yourself. Even after knowledge, we fall for folly. And that's not hate. It's just I love my people and I desire their unity. Words of the prophet. But brother, you got your Holy Quran with you, my brother? Holy Quran of the Most High Temple of America. I know you do.
Indeed. What you need?
Okay, my brother. So a brother named Salamiel. Salamiel, he goes live today. And then, brother, this brother comes off to me. Salamiel, peace and love. This ain't no shot. And I'm tired of people, just because I disagree with you, you think I'm taking a shot at you. I want to preserve the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali as I understand them. You know, if I'm wrong, correct me. But if I'm not wrong, come on with me, join me, and let's teach the pure and uncut doctrine of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So this brother, he comes up today and he says a few words. I'm going to play this, and then we're going to touch on it real quick. It's a small little piece, and we're going to touch on it. Tell me if you can see it.
Reading from the Quran, Circle 7. This is the end of time. Fulfilling the prophecy. I don't know if you can see that there. It's the last chapter, chapter 48. And line 6, it says, we as a clean and pure nation descended from the inhabitants of Africa do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe. Whoa. Let's break that down a little slower, though. Let's listen closely. We as a clean and pure.
Now, brother, I want you to listen closely as he said. Listen to this measure, brother. Here we go. Listen to this, family. I mean, if you are European and you're in the audience, listen to this. We don't hate no Europeans. We're saying that we love ourselves and our nation that used to be and that is today, and we desire our unity, period. But listen to this.
Nation descended from the inhabitants of Africa do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe. We as a nation do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the pale-skinned nations of Europe. We as a nation, not as individuals, not as a human being falling in love and wanting to marry another human being. That's not what it says here. Nor does it say Europeans can't be in the Most High Temple of America. It says we as a clean and pure nation do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe. To unite.
Okay, my brother. You hear that? Did you hear that?
Indeed, I heard it.
He says that this ain't talking about individuals. This is talking about nations. And let me share this real quick. I want the people to see what exactly we're talking about here, because this is total misleading, and it doesn't make sense to even to let this fly. It doesn't make sense to let this fly. Okay, so this is what he was reading, family. This is what he was reading, family. He was reading right here. He was reading, "We as a clean and pure nation, descendants from the inhabitants of Africa, do not desire to amalgamate or marry into the pale-skinned families, into the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe, neither serve their gods and their religion." So what he's saying is that we, as a clean and pure nation, he's saying this is talking about a nation of Moors do not desire to amalgamate or marry. So we ain't gonna marry by nations. He's saying that this whole nation cannot mix with another nation. But it doesn't mean that individuals, now we know that sounds silly, right? Y'all, we know that sounds silly, because right up here, see, this is how that stuff happens. Right up here, and I'm gonna read it again in verse 3. "In these modern days, there came a forerunner divinely prepared by the great God of law. His name was Marcus Garvey, who did teach and warn the nations of the earth to prepare to meet the coming prophet, who was to bring the true and divine creed of Islam. And his name is Noble Drew Ali, who was prepared and sent to the earth by Allah to teach the old time religion, the everlasting gospel to the sons of men. That every nation shall and must." You know what that must mean? That is a strong, strong word. That every nation must worship under their own vine and fig tree and return to their own. In return, that means every nation must worship under their own culture, customs, traditions, religion, and return to their own. What does return to their own mean? See, he went down to verse 6, and this is what happened. This is what happened. No pun intended to my Christian brothers, but this has happened when Reverend Chickenfoot get on the podium and Reverend Chickenfoot start talking about verse 6, Matthew such and such. He never read the whole story. He picks a verse and then he talk about it, and then they play the organ, and then people get all worked up. They start hitting them chakras on that organ, and we get all bent up, but he just picked out a verse. That's the oldest trick in the book. Read the whole thing. We must return to our own and be one with their Father God Allah. Anything on that, my brother Nasir?
Indeed. Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All right. What we're looking at is, well, let's go back in time. One of the things that when the prophet is talking about this amalgamation and marrying to the families of the pale-skinned nations of Europe, you have to understand that when the Moors of old, our forefathers, exactly, when they took over Spain, and they went in and they conquered Spain, what was the first thing that they did? Grabbed up the European women.
Oh yeah.
Not only did they sell them, but they took them for wives as well when they had wives back at the crib.
That's right. That's right. Africa, right? They out of them, and they made concubines, and they did what they did. Absolutely, right. That was our downfall.
So now, and if you notice, there was always different waves. There was at least 7 different waves of Moors that went into Africa, and every time they had to get rid of the preceding group. Why? Because those children were following after their mother, and they started diluting the bloodline. And then another group of Moors would go in, the Almoravides, the Almohades, all these other groups would go in, and they would dilute the bloodline, which is where you start getting your Moriscos and you start getting your Spaniards and things of that nature, who are admixtures, right? The prophet remedied that situation. You want to know how he remedied it? Verse 6, "We as a clean and pure nation descend from the inhabitants of Africa do not desire to amalgamate." Now, let's look up what amalgamate means, if we need to do that. Amalgamate means to mix, merge, so as to make a combination, blend, unite, or combine. Also, it says to blend with another, as in like mercury, or like as in blending with another metal. We don't want to be a part of their thing. Now, and that's in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They are who they are. We are who we are. What that touches on that is what happened when you read the 102s and you start finding out the descendants of Adam and Eve and who they really were and where they really went. And then who are those that follow with them and why that was a big issue. But, you know, we can not get into that right now. Also, it talks about, not only does it talk about mixing into their family, mixing families with their families, our families with their families, it talks about it from a religious and a divine creed aspect as well. Because in 7, it says we're returning church and Christianity back to the European nations. That's their stuff. While we, the Moorish Americans, are returning to Islam. You know, that's why when everybody asks you, do you have to be a Muslim or a Muslim? Yeah, it is what it is. Now, I see a lot of things when it comes to, you know, about being light-skinned and Morisco. Morisco is not light-skinned. Morisco is actually Little Moor. What it was, you know, when they did their Reconquista, whatever they call it, they basically gave you a choice. Either you got to convert to Christianity or you got to go. Now, the ones that stayed, you see them, they're called Little Moors. Those are the ones that, you know, with the little skin tight, little purple outfits and with the big ruffles and all that stuff, doing the dance and all that kind of stuff. They were called Little Moors. Their nationality was actually, not their nationality, but their whole identity was taken from them. And they became jesters at that point in time. You know, while the other ones left, and then, of course, we know what happened. Slavery happened, and boom, back with. Now, we're talking about mixing. Now, we're talking about light-skinned people and things of that nature. You know, some of our brothers and sisters who are mixed, whether they lie. As far as we're concerned, they lie with the Moorish Americans. You know, that it happened does not take away the fact that they are Moors. It's just happened. You know, and that's all I can really say. You know, I don't know if Moors need to do a paper bag test or something or something, but I know this European thing has got to be nah, dude, we can't do that at all. Straight and down.
Hey, brother, I think the prophet was clear when he
very clear.
I think he was clear when he said, do not marry, or amalgamate or marry into the family of the pale-skinned nations of Europe.
We know who that is exactly.
On basis, he said pale-skinned nation of Europe. When you look at this European that's standing in front there looking like he ready to receive a nationality card, or he said he's given a nationality card, he is clearly pale. Why is that amalgamation happen? You know what I mean? That's what's on my mind. He is clearly pale. Clearly. It's not like his mother was Asiatic and his father was European. No, he's clearly pale. He admits to be Irish. When are we going to have some backbone or some testicles and say, I like you, I'm trying to learn to love you, but you're going to have to sit right there because you can't come up here because this is the Moor's house.
I mean, what it really comes down to, is we have to honor this thing and make it mean something. We can't always sit there and give what we have to everyone else. Sometimes some things we have to take and hold for ourselves. You know, it's not for them. Now, is this a thing about hating Europeans? I mean, obviously it's not. I've known Europeans. I have a dude I've known since I was in high school. I still talk to him every day. I mean, it's not a thing about liking or not liking Europeans. However, he is German. He knows who he is. Up until I found out who I was, we were stuck as a people, you know, that I call it, you know, a future without a past. We had no past. We had no reason to strive anything because we've always been nothing. You know, now that we have a thing, now everybody wants to be a part of our thing. Nah, dude, it ain't working out like that. We ain't going.
Now, I seen a picture of you on Facebook, and it was a European female, I think, in the picture.
Indeed.
And you know what? I didn't think nothing of it. I know you strong where you at. I didn't think nothing of it. I mean, I know I'm from, brother, I know so many Europeans that respect me for being a Moor. Indeed. I don't have to change up anything. And we have conversations. I mean, not only Europeans, people of other nationalities also. And we have conversations about what's what. Matter of fact, I was having a conversation the other day about one of my customer named Jack. And I'll tell you the quick story. Jack had, I was at his house. I do home improvement. So I'm at his house messing with his boiler system. And so I had to move these boxes. So I moved these boxes out of the way, and I seen this jar full of it looked like sand. And so when I moved it away, Jack happened to come down there. I said, Jack, where you want to put this at? I said, I know you won't want me to mess this up. This looked like you bought this from the Holy Land. And I'm talking about, obviously, Israel. He said, he looked at me, eyes big as fried saucers. He's like, how did you know that was from the Holy Land? I said, it would only be from the Holy Land. I don't think you would go get some sand from Sandy Point and be walking and keeping it in your basement. I said, no, that's an African tradition also, that if you go back to the motherland, you get some of the earth, you bring it with you, so when you pass away, you can put it on your grave. I said, that's an ancient African culture. And from that point on, me and Jack was cool as two peas in a pod. Every time I would go and have to do some work, we was talking about history. We was talking about how Israel and the Palestinians, how can they get along? How can we get along with them? And he knows who I am. I know who he is. But I ain't going to the synagogue with the European Jew, and he ain't coming to the Mordecai temple. He under his vine and fig tree, and I'm under mine. It is what it is. But brother, real quick, I don't want to tarry too long upon the coast, but I really want to hit this one more time, brother. Let's go one more time. It's like 4 minutes long, and we're going to hit 2 more minutes real quick. There you go.
So we as a pure, clean and pure nation do not desire to mix or blend into the families of the pale skin nation. It doesn't say anything about Europeans coming into our nation. See that? It's a little different. We don't desire to mix into theirs. But people coming back into the fold, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say there's a problem with it. Nor does it say anything about Europeans not being able to join Mordecai's Temple of America. Period. So let's cut that out. Our seeking peace.
So what's going on here, brother? What that clearly is, and I don't know how to say this, but that seemed like a clear move to try to, and there's no better way to say it, to infiltrate what was designed to uplift our people. Like, why would you be so, see, this is the principles that delude to slavery. When a brother will get up in front of a screen for 4 minutes, 4 minutes, the video was actually 13, but it seemed like now listen, I look at the state of mind of things. I look at the intent. First of all, what made a brother say, I have to address this, and I have to address it immediately? And he takes 4 minutes of his day to address this point that Europeans are okay to join a temple, that Europeans are okay to be a Moor, basically. What was the motivation? We have to start looking at intent. Come on, my brother.
All right, well, we know what one of them is. You know what it is. You know, sometimes brothers got that fever. But outside of that, you know, it's a slippery slope, because if this is okay, you have to understand that a lot of these brothers, and I believe this brother as well, runs behind that European ideology when it comes to the sovereign demonstration as well. Yeah, especially, you know, that's so right. Now, if we can take that part from them, then they're not so bad. They're okay, because we got to remember that that the sovereign ideology is actually, you know, basically what was it called, the clan ideology or things of that nature. That's basically where it starts from. You know, when you talk about, you know, posse comitatus, and you talk about British Israelism and things of that nature. You know, these are things that we take from the European, and we want to mix it into the Moorish Science Temple of America. No matter what vehicle or what group or what school that they try to bring it in through, that's what that's all about. So, you know, so we can bring that. We can definitely bring Europeans in. You know, I mean, come on, man, nah. I mean, like I said, somebody has to, you know, because the thing is, you know, there's the prophet talks about, you know, an angel that guards the holy city, right? And, you know, they talk about what his, you know, what he's called or where he comes from, you know, and that guy at the end of the day is the same as us. We have to be the ones that hold the line when it comes to this. The answer is straight up and down no, man. There's no way around it.
And I'm gonna finish play this last. I think it's 2 more minutes. Let's go.
All
I think. Hey, let me say the reason why I'm playing this because it's so ridiculously, desperately done with a calm tone. And one thing that gets me is when brothers try to use that calm, smooth persuasion as if it's intellectual and convincing. But only you can give that to somebody else. You can get that. I'm sorry that I cut people. I mean, I apologize. I cut people. I get excited. I'm working on it, family. Give me a chance, perfecto. I'm working on it. Brett Hicks, I'm working on it. But for now, I'm still right here. I'm working on it. But this old smooth, silky talking, trying to convince somebody of something that is not even close to more signs is very suspect to me. Hold on.
All not all Asiatic diversity. Oh, actually, hold on. Pause for that. Because I was.
Watch this one, brother.
So this is Europe, right?
Hold up. He just happened to have. Now, I watched this brother for a few years and I had a lot of respect for him. But he just happened to have a tacked up map. Now, listen.
Spain, France, London, Germany, Italy, Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, Poland, all of that, right? Sweden, Finland. Now, you can't really see, but if you go look up on the map, you zoom in, go to Google Maps, right? You zoom in, you'll see that Europe is actually connected to Russia. Like Finland's connected to Russia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Latvia, Poland, all of that's connected to Russia, which is a part of Asia. So technically, Europeans are Asian, so Asiatic.
See, y'all see that? You see that? Brother, did you see how he tried to flip that? You see how he tried to technically, and you know that actually reminds me of the European. Well, you know, Bob, technically, well, you know, Jill, technically, you know what I mean? It sounds Eurocentric. We don't talk like that. Technically, trying to make something right. That's what you're saying. I'm gonna make it right.
You know, one thing that people fail to realize is when you talk about language and what an Asiatic is, you have to look at the language of where that word comes from. You know, and it's not talking about the continent of Asia. That is not what Asiatic goes to. Also, you have to remember this. One thing I've noticed is that, and if you read the prophet's writings, there's one word he does not use to describe a European, and that's Caucasian. There's a reason for that. I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, here we go. The last one. I got 1 minute left on this. I had to address this now because I seen this today. I was like, what? What? And people underneath of it is like saying, oh, yes, brother. Good measure. Yes, brother. Good measure. I'm saying to myself, what good measure? Where? This is some ignorant foolishness here. All right, here we go.
You watch me. I didn't just do this. This is the one I got. Well, I flipped through it. Doesn't even matter. But let's get focused back onto the line. All nations of the earth are seeking peace. All nations, including European nations. In divine way that peace may be obtained. And it's through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Right? Being taught universally to all nations, lands. That would include Europe, wouldn't it? Now tell me, what better way could you teach, say, Europeans than to have a more sized temple there? You tell me. Or how about they just come to our temple, right? Wouldn't that be that would make sense, no? Because that's what it's telling us to do. Peace is through love, true peace, freedom. That's our stuff. And we're supposed to teach it universally to all nations. Please help me out, Morris. I mean,
all right, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna help you out. Look, so please come to our temple, right? And I don't know. Let me tell you something. This is how the game works. This is how the game works. When somebody trying to flip script on you, play game on you, you can tell that they haven't practiced their script. Do this together because he didn't have a whole bunch to elaborate on. He didn't have a whole bunch of references. We know how Moors talk. Moors right now will pull out every book in the library if they want to defend something. Not talking about the brother Taylor Hill, honor to the brother, he was driving. I'm talking about Moors that's sitting in their house that's ready to defend something that they truly believe in. You know and I know. They will pull out every book in the library. Here come this guy giving you some hand-me-down commentary. Sounds like somebody wrote it on a script. This is foolishness. This is nonsense. And I want to say to the family out there that's European, mixed with European, I love you. I have no problem with you. But I love you. I love you. I love you. But let me tell you something. The Moorish Science Temple is for the Moorish Americans. The Moorish Science Temple is for the uplifting of fallen humanity as a whole. So come on and sit in. Come on and listen to the last prophet in these days. Come on in. But you know your nationality. There's no need to restore something that you already had. That's a waste of time. I don't have time to teach you about Ireland. The library is down the street to teach you about Italy. The library is down the street. I can teach you when the Moors went into Italy and Sicily and played some games by serving the master, honoring the principles of their forefathers. Once again, and here we go again in 2017. I'm telling you, the Moors are moving forward. We're getting strong, and we're going to have people like this. As I said before, this is a cleansing time for the Moors. So we want all of them to show their face. We want all of them to come on out. Because Moorish World TV is not just going to be on YouTube. We're going to have a band of scholars, a band of brothers hitting the road, and we're going everywhere. And we're going to teach this true, uncut truth. We're going to teach the truth that they sometimes hesitate to teach in the temple. You know what I mean? We're going to teach that truth that when you hear it, you're going to know it's the truth, whether you're Asiatic or European. You're going to have to respect it because it ain't going to be threatening to you. The European is going to be happy that we're teaching us to be ourselves because once we be ourselves, we'll love ourselves. And we don't want to damage you and we don't want you to damage us. But we protect ourselves. But we won't lash out to you because we don't have no need to. We are our greatest enemy. We are the ones that started to serve God and merely ideas of man. Started to serve the gods of Europe. It was our fault. We'll take that. We ain't got no problem with no European. So you can cut that out. But I love my people just like the Chinese man loves China. Anything you want to say in closing, Brother Nas?
As we stated before, everyone is welcome to visit. Few are welcome to join. That's about it. Islam.
And the brother asked, should a brother divorce his wife? No, brother.
Nah, not at all.
I would never tell a man to divorce his wife that he has married, that he loves, and that he has children by. That would be unjust. That would be mean. And the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, never descend to meanness. I would never be that type of person. But what I will tell you, I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. You might think Moors got all the answers, but I don't have all the answers. But I can tell you this, brother, Brett Hicks, man, you welcome it to the Moorish Science Temple of America. But help your wife know that you are a Moor. She is a European. You are proud to be a Moor. And let her be proud to be who she is. The prophet said the European is helping me with this problem, but it's your problem. That means that the prophet worked with the Europeans in the sense of us being able to separate ourselves by him acknowledging who we are also. Come on, Brother Nas.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say one more thing. The brother said that there was a picture of the prophet with a bunch of Europeans around him when he was sitting down and he had his lean on. Those people were not members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's right. Those were basically people who that basically came to him to parlay and get some business done.
Are you talking about the picture where the
he's leaning like this?
The And the politicians was there?
Yeah, the politicians and the, the business owners and stuff.
Brother, that was actually at the prophet's birthday. That was a picture at the prophet's birthday. And they came there. I didn't want to entertain that because they was jumping the subject. But that was the prophet's birthday, and they came in honor of the prophet. They were politicians and businessmen.
Exactly. That's what we're saying. They weren't members of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
They were not members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. This is what brothers used to try to make things fit. And like I told you, the prophet had no problem with no Europeans because he knew that we suffered slavery by dishonoring our foreparents. That's why we have in our questionnaire that honor thy father, thy mother, that the Lord honor thy father, thy mother.
That your days may be long upon the earth land, right? That the Lord God, thy Father Allah has given thee, right?
But what the prophet is talking about, he's talking about our ancient foreparents, our life long upon the earth land. Ain't this little funky 80 years? I said funky now, funky 80 years. We talk about millenniums and millenniums and millenniums. But the only way we do that is honoring our ancient parents, foreparents. That's it. Bottom line. So if anybody watching this show, I want to make it clear. Moors do not marry into the pale-skinned nation of Europe. I don't want a sister even close, almost can be confused with a European. I love you the same. I like you a whole lot. I like you. I've come to learn to love to the point where I can love you and just say, share your opinion. You know what I mean? I can do all that. But I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. You know what I mean? We people. We good. No problem. You know what I mean? But I just like a sister, man. I like a sister. You know how them sisters be looking. They be, they think that's why they got dressed like Muslims. Because them sisters, they got them beautiful bodies, you know what I mean? Everything right, you know what I mean? Nice and thick. You know, that's another story. That's why they gotta dress like Muslims. Y'all get it. They gotta dress like Muslims. I ain't gonna paint the picture for y'all. But nah, take us out, brother. Tell the people something, man, and I'm going out. I'm going to go out with something special tonight.
Islam. I mean, it's been stated before. It is what it is. The answer is no. We got to be straight up and down about it. Cut it where it is. The answer is no. Peace and love.
Hey, now, let me ask you, do you know anything about this? This is how we going to go out here.
Oh.
I had a request, brother. I had a request. Right there. I had a request. Here it comes. Tell me if you ever heard this. I'll see if the family ever heard this. You ever heard this? You know anything about this? You know anything about that? This is DC.
I'm from Mecca. We don't do DC. No.
When Moorish World TV on, y'all gotta know what time it is. When Moorish World TV, come on. Yeah. Yes. Tell me, do you know? Tell me, do you know? Tell me, do you know? Check the clock. Yeah. I'm gonna put y'all on some good music. Listen, this is from Africa. This is up to date Africa. Come on. Yes. Second nine to time and let's rock. Hey, that's right. What y'all know about that? Hey, nah. That's what they do down here. It's touching my body and talking to me like I'm a kindergarten.